When it comes to the love life of Stars Hollow's favorite daughter, everyone has an opinion. Welcome to MsMojo, and today it's a battle of the boyfriends between bad boy Jess Mariano and prepster Logan Huntzberger. While first loves are great and all, in the grand scheme of things, Dean simply can't hold a candle to Rory's two other flames. And so this battle is a one-on-one competition across a variety of categories. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. Please note that this video will contain spoilers for Gilmore Girls: A Year in the Life.
I gotta get going.
But you're my pillow.
I'm sorry.
Round 1. Development.
Hey,
Hey.
I'm Rory.
Yeah, I figured.
When we first meet Jess, he's difficult, he's rude, and he definitely doesn't seem like the best match for Rory. Every girl seemingly wants to date a bad boy at some point in her life, but in Season 2 when Jess arrives, Rory is happily with Dean, meaning that he started off as a bit of an unwelcome presence.
I am dancing. I cannot control where my glance goes, and the few moments that I can control it, my glance goes to Dean, not to you.
So, you can't control when you look at me, but you have to force yourself to look at him? Sorry, man, that's cold.
As the series progressed, however, Jess did a lot of growing up. In fact, by Season 6, he had gotten his life together, working at a small publishing house, and even writing his own book.
The Subsect. Written by Jess Mariano.
It's no misprint.
You wrote a book?
In the revival, Jess was revealed to come even further from the sullen teen he once was. Adult Jess Mariano is respectful, helpful, and delightfully muscular.
Good to see you again, Esther. You too? What's it been, 4 years?
Maybe more.
Logan's first impression isn't exactly a great one either.
I'm not angry, I'm just irritated.
By me,
Yes.
because I forgot for a moment who you were.
No, because you speak to people as if they're below you.
When she first meets him, Rory sees him as an entitled rich kid who gets his kicks from making fun of those who he deems to be beneath him. And she's not entirely wrong.
Just because somebody doesn't have money or a fancy family doesn't mean they're inferior to you.
I agree.
And just because somebody is a bartender at a party for you and your friends, it doesn't mean that you can talk to them like a servant.
Logan is a player who's reluctant to settle down or put a stop to his collegiate antics and party boy lifestyle. During his time with Rory, he does mature somewhat, but by the time we catch up with him in the revival, he's cheating on his fiancée with Rory and has unfortunately gone back to following his father's every whim.
Are you leaving town? Someone's coming to town.
Kind of.
Odette.
Kind of.
While both of these love interests did in fact make some serious changes while they were with Rory and afterwards, there is a clear winner here. Of these two guys, Jess has definitely had the most impressive character development, going from the type of guy you'd want to avoid to a total catch. Winner, Jess.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Rory.
Don't say a word.
Round 2, romantic gestures. Since they dated when both were in high school, Jess wasn't exactly on his A-game when it came to romantic gestures. In fact, he seemed somewhat unwilling to share his emotions, and on the rare occasions when he did, it would be at the absolute worst timing.
Come with me.
What?
Come with me.
Where?
I don't know. Away.
Are you crazy?
Probably. Do it. Come with me. Don't think about it.
He comes back to Stars Hollow and declares his love for Rory, after abandoning her without a word in the previous season.
What do you have to say to me?
I love you.
Later on, he visits Rory at her Yale dorm and asks her to run away with him. While a romantic notion, it's ultimately too little too late. With Logan, over-the-top romantic gestures are practically an everyday occurrence. When Rory's upset with him, he hires a coffee cart to follow her around campus all day.
I'm hired for the day.
What?
Yep, all day. Anytime you want some coffee, biscotti, I will be here.
He gives Rory a crazy expensive handbag for no reason.
Wow, cool, a bag.
You like it?
Hello, I'm a girl, it's a purse.
Not just a purse. It's a Birkin bag.
When he makes the surprising decision to ask Rory to marry him, he does so in a room full of observers.
Rory Gilmore. Will you marry me?
And that's arguably the problem. These big public displays of affection aren't exactly Rory's style, but when he gets one right, he really hits the mark. Like when he flew into town with his Life and Death Brigade buddies and took her out for a night on the town to cheer her up.
We took a vote, and we decided that we had to come and take you out.
Though neither of these guys seem capable of consistently giving Rory the type of romantic gesture she'd most appreciate, we have to give credit where credit is due. Logan is always willing to go out of his way to make Ace smile.
I really should have confirmed that those potatoes were okay.
So we're declaring Logan the winner of this round. Winner, Logan.
This is one of the family holdings.
Of course it is.
Why do you think I sprung for the $300 bottle of wine?
Round 3, attractiveness. Jess is the definition of the bad boy, and has the dark and brooding good looks to go along with it.
That was quite a disappearing act you pulled the other night.
Potlucks and Tupperware parties aren't really my thing.
Too cool for school, huh?
Yes, that is me.
What makes Jess even more appealing, though, is the unexpected traits he has. Is there anything more attractive than a guy who loves to read?
I thought you said you didn't read much.
Wow, what is much?
Also, his willingness to believe in Rory and support her through all her endeavors gives him extra points in our books. In the revival, Jess is all grown up, and adulthood definitely suits him. It also looks like he's been spending a lot of time at the gym. Those arms.
I pictured you chomping a fat cigar.
Doctor told me to cut back.
If clean-cut preppy guys are your type, then there's no one hotter than Logan. He's got classic good looks and sharp wit to match.
And apparently I had no idea what I was missing.
While being absurdly wealthy doesn't automatically make one attractive, it certainly facilitates attractive gestures. He's always showing up to surprise Rory when they're trying out a long-distance relationship. And there's nothing cuter than a guy willing to go the distance for you.
Got your event integrity right here, mister.
Yep, I got an eye for dress sizes. We go this way.
Like Jess, Logan had done some serious bulking up by the time he appeared in the revival, and we admittedly had to pick our jaws up off the floor after we got a glimpse of him shirtless.
Okay, so there's this great diner down the road. I checked it out. It's not your beloved Luke's, but it's supposed to have an amazing breakfast.
It's a tight race between these two cuties, but in the end, we've got to give the point to Jess, because dangerous is always in style. A guy with a leather jacket and a book in his pocket is guaranteed to make us swoon anytime. Winner, Jess.
You okay?
Death, and it's going to be painful.
You're not gonna kill me. Think how dull your life would be without me.
Round 4, relationship with Lorelai.
Oh, Jess, you're here. Terrific.
We know how important Lorelai's opinion is when it comes to Rory's life decisions, and her romantic choices are no exception. Lorelai was wary of every guy Rory dated throughout the series, but no one was more deserving of the scrutiny than Jess. From the very beginning, Jess is pretty horrible to Lorelai, seemingly going out of his way to be rude to her.
So just because she's your mom or Luke's friend doesn't mean that I automatically have to get along with her.
There's no two ways around it. The way Jess acts with Lorelai is childish, disrespectful, and sometimes verging on cruel.
You took it, didn't you?
Excuse me?
Rory's bracelet, you had it the whole time.
No idea what you're talking about.
In summary, he has a terrible relationship with Lorelai, and has no one to blame but himself. He more than earned all the shade he gets from her.
You might want to reevaluate how madly in love she is. I wouldn't start calling him son yet.
Get out of here.
You read my mind.
Logan, on the other hand, goes out of his way to try to impress Lorelai, albeit to mixed results. In all fairness, though, he faces an uphill battle.
I was gonna call you, but then I figured you wouldn't take the call.
Yeah, you figured right.
Lorelai distrusts Logan by default because of his wealthy background. She doesn't want Rory becoming too enmeshed in Emily and Richard's high society world. She's given even more pause when Huntzberger treats Rory disrespectfully at a family dinner.
It would never work. Not for you, and certainly not for us.
Okay, this conversation is gonna end right now.
However, the real nail in the coffin of Logan and Lorelai's relationship comes when Rory and Logan steal a boat together, forcing the mother to pick up her daughter from the police station.
I'm here to pick up my daughter.
Your daughter's name?
Rory Gilmore, Lorelai Gilmore. She goes by Rory. I don't know what you have her under.
In this round, we're forced to judge not who had the best relationship with Lorelai, but rather who had the least conflict with her. We're giving the point to Logan because in the end, he convinced Lorelai that he was more than just a spoiled rich kid, earning her respect by seeking her permission to ask for Rory's hand in marriage. Winner, Logan.
I'm here to ask your permission. Your permission to ask Rory to marry me.
Round 5, compatibility with Rory.
I'm not lending it. I'm not done.
Well, why'd you show it to me?
I like showing you the stuff I'm reading.
But you knew I'd want to read it. You're a book tease.
You'll get when I'm done.
The biggest and most obvious thing that Rory and Jess have in common is reading. This is something she was lacking with Dean, because while he would take her book recommendations, they simply couldn't discuss literature on the same level. Unfortunately, beyond the books, Rory and Jess's compatibility as a couple has some serious hurdles. Rory loves participating in town activities, and that's pretty much Jess's worst nightmare.
Look, you know we're supposed to be together. I knew it the first time I saw you 2 years ago, and you know it too. I know you do.
She cares deeply about academic success, whereas school is basically at the bottom of Jess's list of priorities. It also doesn't help that pretty much no one in Rory's life thinks Jess is good enough for her. In terms of interests, Rory and Logan don't have a lot in common, but Logan is charmed by Stars Hollow's quirkiness and does share Rory's love for themed parties.
Yeah, just like that.
They also have the shared experience of having very wealthy families who expect a lot from them. Unfortunately, Logan comes attached with some friends who can be pretty irksome.
How can you eat like that? Juliet hasn't eaten a meal since 1994. My metabolism simply doesn't accept food.
Yes, that must be a modern medical miracle, may I?
Sure.
And while he's treated Rory incredibly lovingly, with the sort of affection and attention she deserves, he has also totally missed the mark on a few occasions. Like when he thought he and Rory were broken up, and he slept with several other girls.
Rory, I love you.
I have an appointment. I have to go.
This category is a tough one to judge, as both boyfriends can relate to Rory, albeit in very different ways. In the end, though, we're giving the point to Jess, because in the revival, it seems like he's grown into an ideal, supportive potential partner for Rory, proving himself to be the great guy we always knew he could be. Winner, Jess.
Jess, look, the first 3 chapters.
It looks like Jess takes this one with a narrow victory of 3-2.
Hi.
Hi.
Do you agree with our final verdict? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.